Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits.
Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I'm Luke Avdalovich. With me is Jared Waters and Tommy Ball. And yes, we're supposed to have a guest today. No, we don't have one. Do we have an excuse? Maybe. Does it matter? Who cares? But we're gonna work hard to bring you a good episode today. I think it's gonna be a fun one. With that being said, fellas, how are we doing tonight?
Fantastic, man. Happy to be here.
It's not 1,000 degrees in the garage, so we're winning.
It is a little cooler out today. I, for one, am exhausted, but that's not the point. The point is to bring an elite episode for the next 45 minutes to an hour.
I can provide some of this. This is great stuff.
You're drinking green tea at 9:45.
Attaboy.
That's a recipe for success.
It's actually
all right, fellas.
Better than the alternate.
To just be fun fact for those of you who don't tune into the video episodes, there have in the mid 40s and 50s, there's a few episodes where Jared's nodding asleep a little bit, and and none of it. And
right
the
here.
thing is we don't get on him because he has the most valid excuse of all time for why he might be nodding asleep. Obviously he's a father of 2 young children, and it's gonna have him up at late hours and up at early hours.
Those were the dog days for sure.
Yeah. Those are the
dog days.
It's just funny because we joke around about that, but then I'm like, damn, there was a few that you were sitting. It was usually when
there was man.
The Florida Chronicles had Jared nodding as well.
Time change. That was the time change that whooped my.
That was
butt.
midnight. He was recording 1 a.m. some nights.
Yeah, it was there was some dark days in there, man. But we're trying to get out of those. But kids will be kids.
Well said, man. Well said.
Yeah. But with that being said,
I feel rejuvenated right now because I got my Trader Joe's green tea.
Nice. Trader Joe's, by the way, what a store. While we're here, what a store.
Good store. You think that the Trader Joe's green tea is gonna help you supply an elite start or sit this week with our scouting report? Is that what you're saying?
I think I don't need tea to have elite starts and sits, but
how about you go ahead and start us off then?
All right, cool. I'm gonna have a start this week. This is something we've been discussing vehemently the last couple days, and I think it's I've kind of turned the tide on this. I wasn't liking it at first, but now I'm embracing it because I have to. And so my start is I want to start the different types of fantasy football leagues, not just having one standard 10-man PPR league. We got all kinds of different mixes and options now, and I think it's a good start.
I think it's a bad start.
I think it's a good start because I'm gonna dominate my 12-man half PPR league.
Variety is good, I guess.
I do feel really good about your 12-man half PPR league. I think
you should succeed there.
I've been in the war room for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of good things going for you in that one. So I'm excited to see how you perform there.
I also think the other thing that is we've talked about a bunch on this. We tried to get our other league to switch to Sleeper app. We couldn't make the switch yet. We didn't get enough votes this year. It'll come up in the commissioners meeting next year. But I think that could be a big thing for our league.
Yeah, we've talked about the Sleeper app on here. I think it provides a lot of things that make the league a lot more fun, a lot more volatile, if you will. Like Alec was saying, you could do 10-team trades, which is crazy.
So nuts.
I'm gonna go ahead and refute your start because here's my thing. I'm in a league, and I told you this, Jared. Tommy, I don't think you know this yet. I have to draft a linebacker. Why am I drafting a linebacker?
And a defense.
Really bad.
Bro,
if you get your paws on Fred Warner, though.
That's the thing. He's not even the best. Look, I'll tell you, This is live reaction right here. I'll tell
Alright.
you who the best fantasy linebacker is, and again, I would
That
think it
sounds
was.
crazy.
I thought it was maybe Fred Warner, but then I was like, maybe it's T.J. Watt because he's technically an
He's an
outside
linebacker.
linebacker,
Yeah.
and he gets a lot of sacks, right? So I was like, or Michael Parsons.
Right.
Maybe one of these guys.
I would put my
is the
money
best
on
line-
Parsons.
Do you want to guess who it is? I guarantee you, neither of you will guess.
Yeah,
I would put my
probably
money
don't
on
even have a good.
Parsons. So
Yeah, Parsons would have been my best guess as well.
The number
Drake
one,
Greenlaw.
no, the number one projected linebacker for week 1. I guess it will change week by week, but I'll tell you, Fred Warner's not even in the top 10 for week 1. Zaire
Interesting.
Franklin
who is
from the
that?
Indianapolis Colts.
I wouldn't have been
They're-
able to tell you that, brother.
What I'm saying, so why am I drafting a linebacker, bro? Like, this is so pointless.
No, that's crazy.
I think, but see, this is why this is a good discourse because I'm going to refute your shit and tell you that you need to embrace that
I'm
for
not
the win.
sitting this. I'm not sitting this. I'm just
Oh,
having a conversation with what you were talking about.
oh, okay. So you're saying that that's a bad take to
Yeah,
start that.
I think it's a bad take.
I think it's all about embracing the change, man.
But it's like,
I'm-
I don't know. The one argument that a lot of people have with fantasy is that you can be a good fantasy player and a bad football player, and I think there's a little bit of that in the linebacker realm here. Because like
Yeah, I would. The
there's
defensive
probably
part,
really
yeah,
good linebackers deep down this list that it's like, wait, okay,
and
what's
is
the
it
point?
like? Correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys have way more knowledge. Like sometimes the best player on the defense puts up the least amount of stats, or not like those type of like forced fumble, strip
Well, I think it's like,
sack,
I mean,
interception for pick six. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, like, if you think it in basketball sense, right? Someone might guard the best player that night, and they might not get a steal, might
Blanket
not
him.
get a block,
Yeah.
but that dude might go 0 for 9, right?
yeah,
They're gonna have they could have zeros on the stat sheet, but won you the game, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how it is in football too, right?
I think for like cornerbacks, that's like the thing where
That's what
you're
I'm
relating to.
saying,
It makes
dude.
sense. But like as a lineman, like they stat like pressures and quarterback hurries. Like they stat
okay.
that they
That
have
is
stats
true.
for that type of stuff. So
Okay.
like you don't have to get a sack to get on the
like
stat sheet. Like,
deflections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They stat those. Okay, got it.
exactly.
That makes sense. The crazy thing is though, what happens if the linebacker you draft is playing against the defense that
Yeah,
you
That
start?
you're playing against you, they score a
It's a
touchdown, but
good
it's like,
question.
so look, I'm looking. Okay, so
How do
I'm
the
looking at
points
the
work
league
for the
rules.
linebacker?
Here we go. That's what I'm trying to look up right here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's a different point. What if I have the defense and the linebacker? Do I get
Right.
12 points for the touchdown? Like if they score?
Yeah, like if the linebacker runs it in.
Because like
And-
looking at the league rules, it just says interception return TD 6 points. It doesn't say if that's for the defense or if that's for the linebacker. Because it covers linebackers do that pretty often. So it's like,
I feel like that's an easy stack.
yeah, I think I
Yeah.
gotta stack it.
That's an
I think
easy
I
Got
gotta
stack.
to, right? Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so hopefully none of my league actually this will be out after. So I make because we're drafting on Sunday. So unless my
Yeah.
league mates listen,
I don't
as
know.
we're
I don't know who's
drafting.
running that league, but yeah, we might have to have a
Really
conversation
interesting.
with
Yeah.
them.
No, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna go for right now. This is my draft prospects. I'm gonna try to draft Roquan Smith and the Baltimore
Yeah.
Ravens defense. I think that is an elite stack.
It's a good stack.
Yeah.
It's a really
Nice
good
stack.
stack.
One of the best middle linebackers on arguably the best defense. That could win me the league right there. So
Yeah. That's what
your
I'm
point,
saying. It's like what
How
if
is
you
Fred Warner
Dude,
not
I-
a top 10? That's really
for
odd.
week 1, and maybe it's just because their matchup week 1.
Yeah.
They're playing the Jets. I mean, and he's
It's the cr-
questionable. Maybe that hurts.
Oh,
the crazy thing is like you know how there's like always those kickers, right? That just somehow give you 15 points like every week, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
gotta have
what
a
if
good
you just
kicker.
find like whoever's running this league, they must have an
Like-
in on the court on
Yeah,
the linebacker.
they
like
know what
they just know
linebacker
who's gonna get like
dominates.
three deflections, one strip sack, and like guys gonna end up with 26 points.
It's
I
so
would be
weird.
so mad if
I
I,
feel like it
lose
should
a
almost be
fantasy
like-
game because a linebacker goes off. I would
That's
be
what I told
so
Jared
mad.
though. Well, little insight. Our commissioner wanted to add a punter.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Our
And,
commissioner?
yeah. Our commissioner, Mr. Mahaney, wanted to add a
No,
punter.
he did not.
I mean, not like seriously, but there were conversations. He was like, "Hey, I think we should do it."
Yeah, we'll have to get Carter on here to have a
Yeah,
commissioner's
We
discourse.
should have done that this week actually. But Carter's a great commissioner. I love Carter.
He
as a
is. No,
commissioner.
he's a
He
great
does his
commissioner.
job
I'm not
so
sure the
well.
punter shout, but
They're funny actually. I've been in a league with a punter. It again, it sucks if you lose to a punter, but like it's kind of funny because it's like you get to prey on a team doing bad. You're like, bro, 3 and out, hit them in the 10-yard line.
yeah, like what do you
That's
get a
what
lot
you're
of
rooting
points for like a
Right.
ball
If
inside
they-
the 10?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
That's like,
But-
but see, like the linebacker thing, that's like, again, it's terrible. If like you have the Baltimore Ravens linebacker and the Baltimore Ravens defense, and they're playing Pat Mahomes, and you have Pat Mahomes on your team.
Yeah, so it's just that's the one. I mean, that's similar to like changing defenses, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I'll probably have to do. But yeah, that's probably
That's-
my target.
Yeah, so that's
Roquan
I have
in
to. I
Baltimore.
feel like I've been the reason I started is because we've been talking fantasy so much, and I have a draft tomorrow actually, but
we
yeah, I've been complaining probably too much, so I'm flipping the script here. I'm embracing all the nonsense that's gonna happen in the next 6 months.
That's part of the fun, man. That's
Yeah,
part of the fun.
I
What
have
it's
to embrace
about,
it.
man. That is what it's about.
I'm gonna go ahead here, Tommy, if you don't mind.
Yeah. No,
I have a
I
sit.
don't.
I have a sit, and I'm. I think it's everyone's sit. I'm gonna sit. Either Daryl or Darrell Doucette, the flag football quarterback.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
we weren't gonna
Mr.
have this.
Pop Lock and drop
yeah.
it.
No, we weren't gonna have this episode and not talk about it, so we haven't to talk about it. Again, for those of you who aren't on social media or just living under a sports rock, which I don't know why you'd be listening to this podcast, but thank you for tuning in. If so, there's the 2028 Olympics are having flag football, and the current Team USA quarterback, who's 5'8", 140 pounds, his name is Daryl Doucette, came out this week and said that he thinks he's a better
They call him
football
Hoosh,
IQ.
right?
They call him what?
It's like Hoosh. His nickname's like Hoosh.
I guess his nickname is
Daryl
Hoosh.
Hoosh Doucette.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, me
I don't
neither.
know either.
It's probably the
it's like
people missing his flags.
HOUSH.
The sound of the people missing his flags, you know.
Yeah,
It's just. But anyways, he came out this week and said that he might not have like the physical attributes as the NFL players, but he thinks he's a better football player than Patrick Mahomes because of his football IQ. That's insane. That is like we're talking about, bro, and then of course
He could have
like,
picked anybody, bro. Why did you
Could've
go
picked
after
anyone.
the
There's
only
one-
guy in the
why-
Brady conversation?
yeah.
there's
I'm-
one person that is going to give Brady a run for their money. That's on track to give Brady a run for their money, and you chose him. You chose
Yeah.
him.
Like you
Dude,
said,
And thank you to the Twitter world. Thank you to the
Yes. Oh,
that's
sickos on
fine,
Twitter.
that just
who
went and deep dive that.
found all his highlights. This guy is insane. This guy's nuts. And let me just say it, like, to be honest,
Dude, he's kind of
looks like a-
nasty.
he looks like a good flag football player.
He's kind of nasty.
But he's a grown ass man playing flag football, which is
We
cool.
don't play
Like, I'm fine with
contact
it.
out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started
like,
yelling at the guy for stiff
shit.
arming him.
There's the one touchdown where he boom outright
So
throws it, and
good.
as the guy's catching, he turns away and walks. Like, bro,
Dude, he's
why are
kinda
you
tough.
feeling
He's
yourself
kinda
so
tough.
much over
Yo,
some
bro,
flag football
bro,
plays,
he throws some mallards, to quote Luke. He throws some real mallards
does,
out there.
bro, he
Like
really
it
does.
goes far, but that
It's
ball
because
does
it's
not
like
spin.
an 8th grader trying to throw an NFL ball. Like the ball does not, like he can't.
The ball looks so big, like in his hands. It's crazy.
But like, what do you like, bro? I don't care if you are
He's
the
shifty,
greatest.
man.
I don't care if he's the greatest flag football player to ever wear a set of flags.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? In like, of course, it was TMZ Sports that broke the interview. Like they're so like they're just gonna
Yeah,
egg
they're
him
just
on for,
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But it's great because like, bro, you have to have something seriously wrong with you to like
Yeah.
firmly say something like that. I don't care if you say it as a joke. Pick someone else. Like you
Like
said,
we were just talking. Yeah,
say
you
Jared
could have
Goff.
picked.
Like say,
yeah,
like say, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like say someone like that.
yeah,
People
like
aren't gonna just be like, dude, what is
And
wrong
then
with you?
this
Yeah.
came out after Patrick Mahomes just threw a behind the back pass in preseason.
Literally, bro. Like,
Come on, dude.
did
yeah,
it,
like.
bro. Well,
and,
this
and
actually.
my other.
This is
Go
his
ahead.
second quote that was bad because his first one was like he was upset that people were saying NFL players are just going to have the chance to play on the flag football team when he was
Yeah.
like, I don't see why that would happen. Like, they're not better than us. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, buddy. Like, good
Yeah.
job. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he might lead us to a gold medal in 2028. You never know.
Okay, so my question on this is though is we've had this discussion a little bit. Like, no one else in the world plays football, so like, what? Like, I'm confused. Like, who are
That's
they
what
gonna
I'm
play
also
against?
confused about. You know?
But then it thought about like, what if like a country like the Bahamas just all of a sudden just gets all the 6 foot
Yeah, they're just
guys from
nasty.
Texas?
That's what I'm saying. Like people are gonna find different heritages and go play flag football. But
Yeah,
also, how do like this guy's talking big game? That's 4 years from now. How do we know in 2026 there's not gonna be a generational QB at flag
yeah.
football? Like, how do we
Daryl
know?
That's like a
might
regular
not have the
sized person.
agility. Yeah.
5'8",
What is he, Luke? You
140
said
is
Like,
he's 5'8",
insane.
140?
like,
That's
bro, we
5'8",
just talked, bro.
140.
If Micah Parsons hits him, he might not survive.
It's non-contact.
It doesn't matter. I'm
Okay,
saying in
but
real
bro,
football.
no, I mean, yeah, that's why he plays flag. Like,
I
yeah.
know, but I'm
He's a
saying
flag
like
demon for a
don't
reason.
you can't. I know, but you can't be out there comparing. We're better than NFL players. Or
bro,
NFL players can't play.
you put a set of flags on Tyreek Hill. You tell me how many times he's getting his flag pulled in a game. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious?
Just
Yeah.
That flag is
crazy
not
work,
getting
man.
pulled, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
so- it's so nuts. It's so nuts. But I mean, look, he's taking the flag football.
He's literally the Noah Lyles, the new Noah
Yeah,
Lyles.
that's
That's
what
it.
everyone was saying.
That's
Noah
it.
Lyles
He's
is
just
flag
Yeah.
football.
he's just new
That
Noah
guy's been
Lyles.
on. That guy's he's trying so hard to stay relevant.
Yeah, bro. Say you don't know
Like
who Jokic is crazy.
that's what I'm talking about. Like the whole
Like
like
what?
that. Come on, bro. Like we know you know who that is. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It just
Um.
sounds like we got to get on like a national media scale and say something
Yeah. Like, do
crazy,
we
and
just
we'll
have to
get some
say something
clicks.
I can
insane?
say some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but we don't
Yeah.
have the eyes for it yet. Like you
Okay.
could
All right.
save
Save
the
it. Keep it in
crazy.
the holster for now.
All right. Hold on.
Keep it in the
Okay,
holster
not
for
now.
now.
Not yet, not yet.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
give it a
Stick
couple
that.
months.
Yeah.
I guess that's my turn.
Yeah, go
And
ahead, man.
we're kind of we're in a bit of a dry spell in sports right now. Now that everything's winding down, but football is starting soon, so that's good. I do have a sit this week though, and this kind of irked me. I don't even know if you guys would know this. Um, this is relating to the tennis world.
I do know this.
I don't know who I'm sitting here, but I'm sitting whoever let it go unpunished, unreleased to the news that the number one player in the world failed 2 performance enhancing drug tests and there's no blowback. Like he lost some money. That was it. Like for a guy to be rolling the way, and his name's Yannick Sinner, by the way, for the listeners who don't know, or Luke, you don't know, he's number one tennis player in the world right now.
I was aware of the whole situation.
And yeah, like, what do you guys think about this? Like, it's nuts. Like, for that to go 5 months and not even hit mainstream media is kind of odd. And I know it was a small number, but like that's crazy to me because that was right when he was kind of like peaking too. Like he had just won the Australian Open, he won another
Yeah.
Masters 1000. Like clearly, like
Yeah.
he was
But-
playing ridiculous. So
And my beef with that is, and again, Tommy, you know this world way, way better than me, and Luke probably does too. The fact that Novak was getting so much blowback, like at the
Yeah.
same time, but never failing a test. Like people were saying
Never.
that he was taking stuff and like this and that, and then even like not to go too far back, but even when you talked about like the vaccination stuff and the Australian Open and all that,
right.
like so you let this guy play and win knowingly that he took steroids or performance enhancing drugs or whatever he took, right?
Something was in his system.
Yeah, and he won. And then the guy that didn't want to take a vaccine is like villainized.
And not
Yeah.
allowed in countries and
Yeah,
all this.
like-
It's crazy. I was just like, and I like Sinner. Like he's a likable person. Like it's cool, but it's really fishy. It's just a little strange to me that we can go this long and just find out that
I think
it was there.
If and I'll say one more thing, Luke, and then I'm sure you have an opinion. It reminds me, it's not the same thing, obviously, but it reminds me of when like all the Lance Armstrong stuff was going on because I was heavy into that when that was happening. Like male, and you tell me if outside of Alcaraz, like male tennis does not have another like dominant person. So it's like to keep the narrative or to build a narrative to like get people interested in tennis, right? Male tennis, they probably needed another person that was winning and good and
That's what I think it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
you could be right here because
Like-
Because, like-
he's crazy.
I think that's a lot of what it is because I would say over the past like 3 years, the growth of tennis has been pretty high ever since like the big three died down, tennis viewership went down, and then it's back. It's coming back up, and I think it's a lot to do with Alcaraz. But like you're saying, you need another challenger on Djokovic essentially as his career is winding down, and Sinner was one of them. And so
Yeah.
I think if this all comes out and he's someone that a lot of people do root for, then it's like, oh, you know what, like, what now? You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I think tennis is one of those sports. It's similar to golf, where like unless you do have a top dog, which doesn't like we saw Novak's dominance, like it's not going to just like happen overnight, right?
no,
So the world number one could change pretty rapidly. Like it's the same as golf. Like unless Scotty has some really bad year, he's going to be world number one for probably a little bit, for the time being. But a few good, like someone could win all four majors one year and take that number over, right? And that could
Even
happen
two
in,
majors.
so I'm
Yeah.
saying, so in tennis it's the same way, right? So I think
Yeah.
they want like another figurehead, like you're saying. And so if you take like Tommy's saying, someone who's already likable and has a good fan base and people root for, and put a negative media like
Yeah.
agenda on him, which like again, he failed drug tests. Like there's no one to blame but himself. But
Yeah. Well, that's kind of honestly like that's like a couple different things. Is I think like every sport needs those polarizing figures, right? Like there is no Federer without Nadal, right? Or without
Right.
Djokovic, and like there is no like even take it to basketball, like they try to do that all the time, right? There's no Steph without LeBron, really, right? Like that saga, or
Facts.
like when they tried to push the Kobe versus Braun when they wanted them to play each other in the finals
Magic
so
Bird.
bad, Magic Bird, like you could go down the line, right? But like
You need competition.
yeah, you need that. And I think those like it happened. That's what really killed like the UFC is when John Jones was so dominant and then he failed all those drug tests, like failed those PED tests. Like it took a long time for that division, the heavyweight and light heavyweight division, to like find its feet again. Cause like he was
Right.
like every fight he fought was so like epic. And
Yeah,
like he had those, him and Daniel Cormier had their beefs, and like it just was like they needed each other to like, push the narrative, just like how Conor McGregor is or any of those guys. So
yeah.
yeah, and I mean
That's it.
that's as Djokovic, like Djokovic is the villain. Like I'm a
Right.
Djokovic fan, but like people hate him because
I
people
love
hate
him, dude.
greatness. I love Djokovic. Dude's
He's the
a
man.
freak athlete. He's mentally bulletproof. He's probably one of the, I would argue, like top five, like mentally strong athletes of all time.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
he's
100%.
bulletproof. Put
No
him up there
doubt.
with Kobe, like literally. And so like people hate greatness, like that's just the way it is. And so like you're saying, if he's gonna fall out, eventually, like his career's got to end. What's next? And
Yeah.
Alcaraz is so lovable. Like people love Alcaraz.
Yeah.
They adore him. He's like Nadal. People adore Nadal. Like
yeah,
for good reason.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
extremely exciting to watch. So I mean, maybe this is a media they were waiting to have it hit the news. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, maybe
could
now
be.
he's the villain. I don't know. It is
Yeah, and
interesting
he
though.
just won the big tournament that happens right before the U.S. Open.
Yeah, the tune up. Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it's
It's
interesting.
interesting
It is
though.
interesting. He's obviously a really good tennis player, and what's funny is you just said how much people like Alcaraz is like during the midst of like if you go back through the timeline of when he would have when the PED would have been in the system, he lost to Alcaraz
Yeah.
in a Masters 1000, which is just going back to your point, Luke, about how good Carlos is and how amazing of a tennis player. So, but yeah, that was what was on my mind. Thought it was weird. I didn't like it. Now the U.S. Open's here. With that being said, I think Novak's gonna win it. I think he's gonna defend his title. I think he's chasing
He does.
25.
He is.
I
He is.
I think
It's the
he's chasing
most.
25, and this might be
He's tied with Federer. Is that what it is?
No, it's
no.
not
He's
Federer.
He's above.
It's
It's,
just
Nadal
all.
has
It's women's.
22.
Okay.
but he's
Is
tied
women's.
with I don't want to get it wrong here. He's tied with a woman who has 24.
Yeah, she has the most Grand
Is it
Slams.
Steffi Graf? I feel like it's
I
Steffi
think
Graf.
it is. I don't remember
Is it?
exactly.
Do
Me and my
you
dad
do,
talked about it.
do
But
you
yeah,
think? Oh, like not to cause issues, but do you think that's like? Do you think that's valid for them to like do that, or it's just like trying to be
yeah,
all inclusive, right?
I think it goes back to what I just said. I think he wants no debate.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that the fact like I feel like women's tennis is a different game than men's tennis, and
Oh,
like to like put them like in the
No,
same boat.
I
Like,
don't really care, to be honest. Like I think
gotcha.
yeah. I don't think it matters. I think the
it's not like
only
they're playing against each other, right? So it's
That's
like
yeah.
that.
she was that dominant in her realm and he wants to be the most dominant person to grace a tennis court.
The only
Then
argument where I'd be like, sure, is that they don't play best of 5 Grand Slams. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I'd be like, okay, yeah. But like she
But it's
still won
like
24. So like I'm not gonna discredit 24
Yeah,
Grand
no,
Slams.
no,
it's
I'm
like
not. That's not what I'm trying to.
No, I know you're
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I know you're not.
yeah. I'm just saying that's like I wouldn't even put them in the same conversation. Like women's tennis and men's tennis, I feel like shouldn't be put. Like you don't put women's golf and men's golf in the same conversation.
because
That's fair.
there's no one that has Jack's record. They probably would if someone had
Okay,
Jack's record.
I guess that's fair.
We'll see. He's gonna get 25 at some point. I think he defends the US Open title and I think
Yeah,
he gets it done.
he's good on the hard court. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I think you do. I think just in because that is the number that he's close to. Let's say it was
Okay,
like
that's fair. No, I mean that's fair. I'm not discounting it at all.
it's not. I don't think it has to do with anything the actual games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know
It's
what you
just
mean.
the number. Like it's the
Yeah.
greatness aspect.
Yeah. He's a sicko, dude. Like he has no reason. I was talking to Owen about this when I was still in California. Like he has won every big tournament like at least 3 times. That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
there is so many big tennis tournaments and he's won every single one of them three or more times. Like that's unheard of except for the Olympics now, but now he has his gold medal, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like
bro, over Serbia, man. He's
Yeah.
dude's done it
ridiculous.
all. Dude has done it all. And what I love is what Luke said. Like he is so mentally tough. It's just insane.
I
You
mean,
would have thought,
we joke around saying sickos and stuff. He's actually a
yeah,
sicko.
you would have
But
Yeah.
thought any normal person, 37 years old, who loses back-to-back Wimbledons to the same up-and-coming superstar, you'd think going into that gold medal match, he would have had the hardest time. Like me and Omer talk about it, like I don't know. I don't know if he can beat Carlos. Like it's kind of looking bad for him. No, didn't matter.
I don't
Pulls
know
out
if
the
he beats him
best
in
game.
5 though, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know if he
It's a
does
different
either.
discussion.
That's what I said to Owen. That's what I said to Owen. I'm like, best of 3, I think
Yeah.
he could get him.
It's hard to say. I think
Yeah.
he still could have won, but it's just you time your he basically times like his putting
Yeah,
his neck on
those
his foot
guys
on his
those
neck,
guys will
like
just drop a set just
yeah,
cause
exactly.
save the
Just
energy.
catch their breath. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, no, good discussion there. Good discussion. So Jared and I both brought up football related stuff. Obviously, the juices are flowing. We talked about the weather getting a little colder. Fall is, almost here, thank God. That means football is coming around, and there are a few drafts that we're in similar leagues and like all this stuff. So we didn't want to give up any, too many of our secrets and stuff for this starting 5 because we wanted to keep it a football route. So we thought let's do starting 5 former NFL players. So any NFL player that is retired, starting 5. And I really hope we don't have like too many needs for audibles and substitutions and stuff because of probably the one of the widest range
Yeah,
glossary of
go
players we
anywhere.
could pick from. But hold on, production team is calling. Yeah, you gotta do the draft lottery. You're right.
I'm good with that. And it's
Oh,
only right.
it is only right. Let me pull it up.
While we're waiting here, listeners, make sure if you're on YouTube, hit
Go
that
ahead.
subscribe button, go like, hit the follow button. We post weekly. We haven't
Yeah.
missed a week in a long time. We're always here. Stay
Yeah, we
tuned.
if
might
you
miss
do-
out
if you
when we
do-
have guests, but
Yeah. We if you do get on the YouTube, you'll see some amazing art in Luke's
Yes.
Luke's living room.
Good point.
Some amazing
Some
art.
incredible
Yeah.
pictures in the background
Yeah.
today.
Very well curated.
Hey Jared, do you have a a preference as to which order the name goes, or
You can throw me second.
you want to go second? Okay, Tommy, I'm gonna put you first.
That's fine with me.
All
Bang, bang.
right, let's randomize these names. We're going Jared first, Luke second, Tommy third.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
Just so the camera sees it. Jared, Luke,
Nice.
Tommy. There we go.
It did what I
Um,
wanted it to do.
So, Waters, you can go ahead and start again. The new confirmed walk-on pod starting 5 draft rules. You can choose any position at any point in the draft except for walk-on.
Yeah. I like it. This one's an easy pick. I'm happy I landed here. This guy he's ultimate firepower. He's gonna, he's gonna be a ultimate professional, and he wins. He wins. He's got all the records. Cannot argue this is the number 1 overall pick. My shooting guard is Jerry Rice.
There we go.
A lot of firepower.
Rice. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's cool. My first pick, I'm gonna take a small forward here. I need someone on the wing that's not only unguardable but a showstopper. And I mean, we want our team to run. We want our team to be athletic. I need Megatron on the wing. Give me Calvin Johnson at the small forward.
Nice.
I like that pick.
I think an obvious translatable frame to the basketball court as well. Like
For sure.
if we were to
Yeah.
do that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Dude had 2 DBs lining up on the other side. Like he's a sicko.
Yeah, I'll match you there, Luke. I'm gonna go small forward as well. Very easily transferable skills to the basketball court. I'm going Tony Gonzalez here at the small forward. Tony
Wow.
Gonzalez,
Nice pick. Nice pick.
6'5". We're gonna follow that up with power forward here. This guy, fun fact, actually played basketball for the University of North Carolina.
Good take,
Julius
right?
Peppers.
Yeah.
Julius
Love that.
Peppers.
That's a great
standing
pick.
at
I loved-
6'7".
He was on some really good North Carolina teams.
That guy's a stupid athlete. Like
Yeah.
He's
unreal
crazy.
athlete. For him to move the
He's
way he does
so
at his size
crazy.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, he was. I won't lie. When he was on the Panthers, he was havoc on Madden.
Yes,
He was
dude, he was
havoc,
so
bro.
good.
One man wrecking crew.
They gave him a strong safety card this past year
Oh,
in
that's
Madden in Ultimate
ridiculous.
Team. It was nuts. It
That's
was nuts.
ridiculous.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds cool.
It's like, so imagine just put Julius Peppers as a safety. That's what you could do in Madden.
That's awesome.
It was so sick. I'm gonna go ahead and take my point guard here. Like I said, I want to be playing fast. I want to play electric. I want my point guard to get the ball up the floor quickly. Give me Jamal Charles at my point guard.
Nice.
Small Charles.
Agile.
Guy, man, you're talking about a guy that was electric for the Chiefs
Crazy.
before the
Got it.
Chiefs that we know of today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
nice.
He was good. He was good in multiple different. You could hand it off. You could hit him in the check down. You can play him in the screen game. Like guy was really good out the backfield.
Yeah, I like that. My team, I want to be really, really strong and dominant here on the wings. So I'm going to put another super athlete next to Jerry. And this is probably my favorite NFL player of all time. Give me Randy Moss at the small forward.
Pick.
He's going to be catching lobs off the wing. And then at my point guard, we talk about electricity. This guy, he changed the game and was just an absolute stud. Wish he could have got a ring. Just never really worked out for him. Had some things happen. But at my point guard, give me Mike Vick.
I like that.
Yeah,
Mike Vick
it's
at
a really
the
good
point
pick.
guard.
Really good pick. You want to talk about an elite Madden player?
Yeah, I mean
That's Mike Vick.
that's in Jared's age where all the old
that's what I'm
heads
saying.
argue
That's-
with that guy.
Oh my
That's
gosh!
Mike Vick.
What? That was my best friend who we played Madden with every single day. He was the Falcons every single game, and I had to work really hard. I had to pick specific teams that had super fast linebackers. It was the
QB spy.
it was the Washington Redskins and it was the Tennessee Titans.
It's crazy.
The good old
That
days.
is crazy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move to center. Here, we need some size, we need some length, and we need don't say anything, by the way. Just relax.
I'm not
Um
saying anything. You have
Go ahead.
carryover right now, carryover disease.
this guy, in his nickname just shows that he's gonna be a rim protector and he's gonna hold down the paint for us. Give me Ed Too Tall Jones.
Oh, that's so good. That is
Six
so
foot nine,
good, dude.
left end, I believe he played. I know he was
Yeah,
either
that's
right. I think he was
ridiculous.
left end. I mean, yeah, 6'9". The dude was moving crazy, and like that's interior defense right there.
That's really
Nice.
good.
Like it.
All right, I'll go shooting guard here. Just bona fide elite athlete. Guy was a dog as a receiver. Give me Terrell Owens here.
Love that pick.
Terrell Owens at shooting guard. Just
Yeah.
such an elite athlete.
Hey, he
I
was
feel like
nice when he
I
played in
feel like
the
he has
celebrity game.
basketball
Yeah.
pass, right?
Yeah. No, he was nice in the celebrity game.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was booming it
he's
in
tough.
the celebrity game.
Yeah, he's tough. So Terrell Owens at shooting guard, and then point guard. This guy I know for sure played at least 1 year at Indiana. He's only 5'10", so fits the small guard, point guard role. Former New York Giants wide receiver. Give me Antoine Randall L.
Nice.
Antoine Randall L.
Nice pick.
Yeah, wide receiver coach for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
If you watch
Is he?
receiver,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's on receiver.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is. That's it. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I like that.
it's pretty dope.
Nice.
Okay, we are going to finish my front court here. If you ever listen to the way that this player was described, they say that he was the nicest guy off the field, but the second he stepped in between those lines, he was a freak. That he knew exactly what was going on. He coached everyone around. He was going to run the defense better than any other person in the league. And that's how I want my power forward to be. I want them to, be able to be a backup point guard, run the offense the way we need it to run, know like the back of their hand. Give me Luke Kuechly at my power
Mhm.
forward.
I was talking about
Uh,
Luke Kuechly the other day, man. You want to talk
dude,
about a
he
guy that could have been just
I mean, he
even
walked
more
away from the
special
game.
than he
He was only
already
like
was.
28 when he
That's what
retired.
I'm
Like,
saying.
no,
Man.
he was insane. And like, obviously, specifically, like we were talking linebackers earlier, like a lot of praise gets for pass rushers and everything. He was a complete coverage linebacker, and he was
Yeah,
back
he
there
was so good.
barking orders left and right and left and right. I mean, as I've grown older and like become more of a football fan and learn more about some of these older players, like it's hard not to like him because like everyone talks about how great of a dude he is off the field, like nothing but smiles, handshakes, like
Mhm.
super stand up guy, and then you get in and he's like the last person you want to play against when you get
Yeah.
like when you're against him. It's just like nothing's gonna work when you get there.
Nice
Luke
pick. I
Kuechly
like
at the
it.
power forward.
We're gonna have a real battle at the power forward because
Yeah.
my team has a lot of speed, has a lot of showmanship.
Is it a
I need
Carolina Panther by any chance? Because we got Julius Peppers and Luke Kuechly at power forwards right now.
no,
Yeah.
no,
That would have
he's
been great.
not. You need a little bit of crazy, and this
Oh,
guy
I
has
already
it.
know
It
who
has it in
so
bunches. So at my power forward, give me Lawrence Taylor.
That's not who I thought you were gonna pick.
That's a great pick,
Lawrence
though.
Taylor
That's
at
a
power
great pick,
forward,
though.
one of the best linebackers of all time. Guy
Arguably the
was
greatest defensive
Yeah.
player of all time. I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna take Brian Cushing, but
Mm,
because we were
that would've been
talking
good.
about him last week.
That would have been good.
No, we don't need the drugs. Well, technically, different kind of drugs.
That's crazy.
That's
right.
me, right? Sorry.
Yeah, you just need your center.
So at center, this guy's perfect, exactly perfect for not only what my team needs, but how basketball's played. This guy's gonna set some vicious screens. He's gonna talk a lot of trash, and if anybody comes in the paint, they're catching a couple of these. Give me Warren Sapp.
Nice.
Nice.
Warren
Nice
Sapp
pick.
at the center. I have a Warren Sapp jersey, believe it or not.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
You're gonna be a Colorado Buffaloes fan too this year?
No,
He's
this is back when he's on the
over there.
Bucks.
Is he
Yeah, I
on
saw
staff?
that. Yeah,
That's
He's on
they
staff.
had him. They had him doing, and they had like they do like whatever the Dion makes sure the clips get out on the internet. So they had
Yeah.
clips of him talking.
Yeah, he's out there.
Yeah,
It's a good take though. It's a good
Yeah.
pick.
Good pick.
Okay. I need a shooting guard now. Shooting guard. I need my range to be extended. I need a deep threat here. And obviously I think Randy Moss is probably considered the greatest deep threat of all time. This guy was in the league for years and
Damn,
he's
I
did
think I
it
know
with
you're
one of the
picking
best
here.
ones. Give me Deshaun Jackson
Yep,
as my
yep,
shooting
Yeah,
guard.
that's a
yep.
nice pick.
I
That's a nice
remember
pick. I
him and
like that.
Donovan McNabb, bro. They like
Yeah,
that
dude.
was some exciting
I thought
times
I could
watching
get
Eagles
him. I
football.
thought I could get him as my walk on. That's good. It's
No,
really
he's
good.
bro. I'll never. Me and my dad were watching the Giants
The
Eagles
Giants
game
game?
live
Oh,
when he ran back the punt. I
same.
remember because my dad's like
That
kind
was
of an Eagles
Christmas,
fan.
right?
Yeah, I believe it was Christmas.
Yep.
He's like a pseudo Eagles fan because he grew up in Philadelphia, so he like wanted them to beat the Giants. Obviously, it's a division rival, and I just remember when they kicked it to him, dropped it a little bit, boom, picked it up, foot in the dirt, vertical. I said, "Wow,
Yeah,
That's
he's
like
bro. He had so many like memorable plays.
memorable."
Memorable.
I like that. That is like that's got to be like the coolest play I've probably ever watched live.
Yeah,
Like that's just so awesome.
walk off
Why'd you
punt
kick it to him?
return.
Why did you kick it to him?
Oh, who was the Giants coach? That old white dude at the time.
Coughlin, right?
Yeah, Tom Coughlin.
Tom
Yeah.
Coughlin. Yes, he
He
was
died.
Why'd
His
you
hot.
kick
special
it to
teams were
him, dude?
dialed. They were not
He was
dialed.
hot. He was hot.
Ridiculous. The one guy, like, and everybody knows, like, everybody
Don't
knows
kick it
what
to him or
Deshaun
Devin
does.
or yeah.
Yeah, or
He
Devin
kicked the
Hester,
ball out of
literally.
bounds. Him or Devin Hester, yeah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right. I need a center. It's my last position here. Um, this guy, he's a left tackle, so he protects the QB, right? We need him to protect the rim. I've got Jonathan Ogden here,
That's a good pick.
standing
pick.
at 6'9" as well. Luke's got Ed Too Tall Jones, so we also need a guy. We also need a guy that tall. So
Yeah,
Jonathan
that's a
Ogden.
really good pick.
And then we'll turn around, go walk on here. The walk-ons are known for the energy, man. Got to keep the energy high around the locker room. Got to keep the vibes positive. This guy does the best job at that. Who's not smiling around when he's got the Skittles on the sideline, baby? Give me Marshawn
Oh,
Lynch.
that's a great
Give
me
pick. I
Marshawn
love
Lynch
that
here.
pick. God, that's a good pick, Tom. I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
come
take him,
on.
but that's an awesome pick.
Yeah,
I just
that's
whenever
so.
I think of Marshawn Lynch, I think of the Cal video, just cruising in
In
the car.
the
or
Rover.
when he was on the show with Bear Giles or Bear Giles.
Bear Grylls.
Grills.
So
Yeah.
good, dude. He's so good.
Yo, he is
Said I'm
built for
MacGyver.
TV. Yeah,
He
He's
is.
hilarious.
He's built for TV,
Remember
bro.
when he was
He's
telling the
so
young guys
funny.
how to take care of their money too? Oh,
Yeah, yo,
Yeah.
chicken. You gotta
and
keep
take
your
care of
chicken.
that chicken.
Yeah,
Keep
gotta
that
keep your chicken,
chicken.
man.
Yo, no, he's funny, man. He's funny. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Honestly, not
Yeah.
it like good that you picked him. He's really not a walk on too. It's a crazy part.
not.
Like
There's
He's
so many
not.
guys to pick from, though. It's like
I don't
it's
think you
impossible.
can pick an NFL player and him really be a walk on unless we're picking Rudy for Charles Burns, and that's not
Yeah.
an NFL player. So
Rudy's not getting taken. So my walk on,
Yeah, speaking of that, a good transition.
so I think my walk on here. Again, he was an electric player, kind of like what Tommy was saying. We want our walk ons to provide something for the team, and this guy was an electric player. But I picked him as a walk on because he very easily could have gotten written off because of his size. But this guy was electric. Literally, his nickname was the Lightning Bug. Right? Give me Darren Sproles. Give me number
He was-
43.
nice.
Give me number 43,
Dude,
man. This
How
That guy
guy
tall
was one of the
he?
mo-
5'5",
Maybe
5'6", man.
5'6".
He might have been one of the most in his prime, one of the
was
most
so fun
elite
to
fantasy
watch.
players.
Bro,
He was
well,
so
bro,
fun
he's
to
like
watch.
I think he's 6th all time in all-purpose yards. Like they used
Yeah.
him as a
Yeah.
returner.
Yeah, returner, like
out the backfield.
yeah,
he would catch
in the
short slants.
slot.
Like,
Yeah,
bro, at 5'6", he was electric, dude. And watching Darren Sproles highlights is so sick because
Yeah.
he literally just runs around like a little it's like a
Yeah.
video game when you shrink someone down like a creative player and he's like cutting through people,
Yeah.
You're right,
juking them
Luke.
left and right.
He's 6th all-time all-purpose yards. He's just
that,
under
man.
20,000.
That's
That's
nuts, bro.
crazy. I think he-
19,696
you know what else? Do you know what
all-purpose
else too,
yards.
Luke? I have to give him his flowers too. The guy was durable at that size. Like he
Right.
played a long time and a lot of games.
He was with like the Chargers, the Saints. I think he was with the Eagles. For a little
Eagles,
bit.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro.
You know what's
he's
great? You know what's great is the most yards the category he leads in is kickoff return yards gained
Yeah,
by a
Dude.
lot too.
Yeah.
Like it's
No,
not even
he's
close.
he's
No.
crazy. I
No.
think
He's almost touching
he's
9,000 kickoff return yards.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. He's one of like I want to say maybe 4 or 5 players that has a rushing
That's a
touchdown, a receiving
fantastic
Yeah.
touchdown,
And
a
a
punt,
kickoff. Yeah.
and kickoff return.
That
Yeah.
really is that's a phenomenal.
That's
play.
like him and Dion or something.
It's probably like I bet Cordero Patterson's in there because they
Yeah.
use like
Yeah.
he's all time
he's all
kickoff
purpose.
return lead. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
all purpose.
He literally does everything on the football
But
field.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's 5'6", man. Like you see,
To be
what's
that
his name
durable,
out
to
there?
play that
Deuce
long.
Vaughn is out there at 5'5", and people make jokes
Yeah.
about him on Twitter all the time. Like there was a guy that was literally one of the most serviceable backs in the league at that same size. That's pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
Darren Sproles, man,
No.
does San Diego
The lightning
Chargers
bug,
days.
the
Yeah.
lightning bug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
bring
some
that
good.
powder blue back, man. Bring that
Yeah,
powder
I like
blue
that.
back.
I like that.
San Diego Chargers way cooler than the LA Chargers, man. Way
Yeah.
Yeah,
cooler.
I mean they got to put the fake fans up there.
um,
Jeez.
okay, all right. So my walk on, again, like we said earlier, most of these guys aren't real walk ons, but I got to give this guy his flowers because I think it's easy for him to fall by the wayside because it's been so long, but this guy was the first of his kind, and he's another guy that left the game probably too early, and he played at a time when there was only 8-10 games in the season. Give me Jim Brown. Jim Brown
Nice.
was
Jim
unbelievable.
Brown,
If you watch his
resident
highlights,
historian
like
pick right there.
yeah, that was my dad was ingrained that we didn't watch a lot of football, but it was a big
Dog
Jim
pound,
Brown.
baby.
Jim Brown,
Yeah.
baby.
Big Jim Brown. Yeah,
pound.
that was crazy how many yards he accumulated by in how little games, and then just quit to go be in movies.
Yeah. You guys have? Did you guys have any backups like ready
Oh yeah,
on your list?
yeah.
I had some
Who'd
good
you have?
names, bro. I had
I didn't have anything crazy.
backup big. I had Larry Allen in here, posted up,
Yeah,
ready.
it's a good one.
I had.
I was thinking about Haloti Nada,
good pick.
but I just didn't
really
think
good
he was
pick.
tall enough to go.
Troy
center there.
Polamalu,
I mean,
Walter
Yeah,
Payton,
Ed Reed,
Joe
Ed
Montana,
Reed and Brian Dawkins were
Ray
definitely on my
Lewis.
list.
Yeah,
Sean Taylor would have been a good one.
Tom
My
Brady.
backup-
I mean,
Backup walk on. Ready for this? Frank Gore. I really wanted
Frank
to give him his
Gore, I like
flowers,
him.
Frank
man.
Gore.
Yeah.
Talking about a journeyman right there.
yeah.
Frank Gore would have been.
I mean, you
a
got Michael
special
Irvin.
pick.
Like, yeah,
I was gonna put Jason Kelsey.
Antonio
in there, too,
Gates
give him his
played
flowers.
basketball. That would have been a good pick.
Yeah,
Jimmy
he did.
Graham.
Yeah,
Jimmy Graham.
Graham.
Yeah, that's
Jimmy
true.
Graham.
Jimmy Graham
yeah.
might still be in the league though.
I was
can't-
about
I
to
don't know if
say,
we
did
can
he
call him
retire yet?
I don't
know
think
if he
he's
retired
retired.
yet.
He was
yet,
with
dude.
Chicago, right?
Yeah, he was with. Did he have a touchdown last year?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I think he may be with the Packers actually.
Yeah.
You're right. I think he is.
I even thought about for
He's a
walk
free
on.
agent currently.
37
Put
free agent, man.
Teddy Bruschi in there, Roseville's finest.
Brewski. That would have been a good one.
His
Dude,
name.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Whose idea was this? That was a good one.
I think it was a Luke.
Thank you, Luke. Good job.
Well, Jared and I were sitting there this morning talking about what football wants, and we were like, how can we do fantasy without like giving up what we want to do? We were like, Jared said, like, what about like just fantasy football, like non-current fantasy football? And I was like, we should just do football in general, because then you don't have to pick like if we want to take defensive players. And then we were like, yeah, that's the one. So it was a collaborative effort.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to run through a wall. Pull up that
Yeah,
Jameis
that's it.
clip again, man. Pull up that Jameis.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you wish
surprised
Jameis
you
was
didn't just
retired
pick
just so you could
Jameis,
put him
yeah.
on your list.
Just because.
I was gonna put him at my walk on, man. Like he's a retired college football player. He's so
Uh,
great.
speak- Speaking of Jameis though, because I
Right.
hope he gets a chance to go because he's entertaining. But I may not score any touchdowns on the Lynx, but with 50 chips a night, I'll be dancing to the greens like T.O. with all my birdie putts sitting tight.
Nice.
Was T.O. on your list then, Jared, or no?
No, that was on your list.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
oh,
were
yeah,
you
no,
gonna pick
I-
him before
I
did?
had it. He's down here. Yeah, he's on the roster, but I I went with
T.O. was a personality, man.
dude,
Yeah.
he was
Him and
he was
Chad on the
hilarious,
same
dude.
squad. Jeez.
They
Yeah.
him and Donovan should have won one. That was sad though when they didn't win.
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, McNabb was so good.
McNabb,
Playing on
Jeremy
a broken
Maclin,
foot. Yeah.
Those receivers. Oh, what a roster. What a
Yeah.
fun little episode there. It's kind of a quick one, fellas. I like it.
I'm ready for football now. Oh,
Yeah.
Football
boy.
season right around the corner.
Guy's
More
probably gonna
guests
go
on
rip
the
about
way.
10 mock drafts as soon as we get off.
Me and Daryl Doucette, man, we're about to get some reps in.
He's gonna show you how to jip with those flags on or what?
Yo,
Guy is a legitimate foot shorter than you.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Like guy
we
might come up
appreciate
to
y'all,
your
man.
come up to your chest.
These are your favorite walk-ons. We're walking.